Welcome to the channel, everyone. Model Car Guy Rich here. Hope you're all having a fantastic day as always. And today I've got a build of the AMT 66 Ford Fairlane 427. I did an unboxing on this one quite a ways back. Go ahead and check that out if you'd like. Right now I'm going to get all the parts out on the bench top here like always, and we'll see what we've got. Alrighty folks, well this is it. In the box I've still got some chrome in the glass and decals and instructions, but this is it for parts, especially molded in white. It's all molded in white except for the chrome, so shouldn't take too long on this build. I'm going to go ahead and chop all these pieces off the tree, and I will be right back. Alrighty guys, there are all the parts removed from the tree. There's just over 50 parts. Should be a quick, easy build. However, wow, the quality of this kit is just horrible. The plastic is so thin, I just can't get over it. Now I have a 1990s issue of this same kit, and whenever I dig it out from my stash, I have another one of these kits, and I will do a side-by-side comparison to show you guys how poorly this kit was molded. Flashing issues weren't too bad. The wheels are probably, the backings are the worst, with the little extra rim. You can see it right there. Little extra rim of plastic around there, and just a few spots here and there. Not real horrible. However, the quality of the plastic itself is so thin. Here's a door card. You know, they're not translucent, but they're close. Okay, you could almost see through them. They're that thin. And the engine itself is very detailed. I noticed there was a separate fuel pump, ignition coil, distributor, starter, oil filler, which is right there, and something else. There's the thing there. There's the fuel pump. That's the ignition coil. There's one other item. Oh, whatever this is. I don't know if this is an oil filter, maybe. I have to check that out, or a generator or alternator. But yeah, so far parts are thin, but other than that, we're moving along. Okay, so the build of the 66 Fairlane is coming along nicely. Here's the hood, a little glimpse into the color. This is the first issue I've run into so far. There's a little piece of trim that goes along here, stainless steel, chrome, whatever it's supposed to be. And this is the part, and it has a little ridge on it right here. Okay, I don't know if the camera will get the reflection of that, but there's a little ridge there, and that ridge goes up underneath the little front of the hood. However, there are two little injection pin molding marks right there, and if you listen, well, you might not be able to hear it, but it's raised up. So I have to take a small file and sand these two little nibs off right here, so that the hood and this piece fit together flush once it's on there, and it's preventing the chrome from coming forward because of that little nub. So I'm going to have to take a small little file like this and put this down on the mat. Of course you can't see it there. I got to put it down on the mat right there, and then I'm going to have to take this and sand it down very gently and try not to damage the finish of the chrome on this front lip, so that it shines right when it's mounted properly. There, you can even see the little thing right there. It's showing up. So that's it so far, folks. That is the only issue I've had in this particular build. Other than that, it's coming along nice. Like I said early on in the video, there's not a lot of parts in this kit. But that's where I'm at the moment, so I just thought I'd give you an update on that. Okay, so it literally took me seconds to do it. I didn't think I'd be able to do it on camera, but what I did was I took a hobby knife and literally just set it on top of the part and use that as like a vise, and of course my hand's in the way now. Let's see if I can do it like this. Okay, and then I took this little file and I just gently rubbed it back and forth until it went down on both sides, and like I said, it only took a couple seconds. Now when I put it up here, it goes in and now it lines up nice, folks. Just another quick update, guys. Parts are all painted, coming along nicely on the Ford. There's the interior. We've got the engine compartment taped off. Still have exhaust manifolds and coil springs and shock absorbers to paint up. And then the steering column. I haven't decided what color to do that yet. There's some miscellaneous pieces. Alrighty, moving right along. So putting in the inner fender wells and the firewall was a little tricky. The instructions, they want you to install all three pieces at once onto the frame. But what I did, right or wrong, what I did was I attached each of the fender wells to the firewall upside down so that the tops were even. You know, you can see here it sits even on both sides. And I let, actually I got to fix that one just a little bit, but I let the glue set up on those and then installed the three pieces as a unit down onto the chassis. Hopefully that's going to work out. Also, the engine's coming along nicely. I think it's a 427 Ford engine. Lots of little details on there. I think it's pretty cool. Again, no wiring. My fingers are still a little sore from a little damage I had a few months ago, so can't use a lot of fine little details just yet. But it's all good. Not complaining. Next, I'll be installing the exhaust on the chassis, the underneath, and I'll put all the leaf springs and the rear end in. Just a few more parts and we'll be on our way. Yeah, the engine compartment is completed. Everything went together fairly well. Looks really nice. Nice and clean looking. Stay tuned for the rest. Here she is, folks. 1966 Ford Fairlane 427. Now the original car, the 427 only came in Wimbledon White. So I went a little different on this one. I did the metallic lime gold, an original Ford color. Very happy with the outcome on this one. Turned out beautiful. Here's the engine. I showed you that a minute ago. And I'll see if I can pick it up and show you the bottom. There's the bottom. It's pretty cool. I'm happy with it. This will go somewhere up close on the shelf. Fitment on this one was pretty good. You know, again, small little parts, a little hard to grab nowadays, but you know, good pair of tweezers and we get her done. So, alright folks, Have yourselves a fantastic day. I thank you all so very much for stopping by. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Keep on coming back for more. Thanks, everybody. Keep on modeling.